meaning he's bringing the same thing, what of value are you going to be bringing to this relationship?
I feel like that's subjective only because
Totally
the man,
subjective, sure.
well, the man would decide that. So it's like, if he doesn't think I'm good enough to date
Well,
him.
no. In this case, I'm asking you what you think. I assume that he's going
Change the
to,
split.
that this potential guy is
Nick,
going
can
to
you
come up with all sorts of different metrics for whatever those are. But you specifically, from your perception, what would you be bringing?
Ulysses the pagan donated $200. Part of the feminist indoctrination, they put a chips in Gen Z and Alpha's head, overriding their cerebral cortex, making them say woman as the plural for motives only known by Nancy Pelosi and Mahsa Amini.
Yeah, that's definitely about me.
I don't get it. What does that mean?
thank you, Pagan. Thank you,
Well,
Pagan, for the
he's
TTS.
saying that when Gen Z women are born, the doctor puts a microchip in their brain, which causes a short circuit along their cerebral cortex. So when they say woman as a plural form of women, that's why.
It's
That's-
troll comment.
Okay.
Wait, you don't believe that?
No.
That's because he's trolling.
No, I know.
You didn't know. You can't play it off now. You messed it all up. You can't play it off.
just a girl.
You were so close. So close. So close. Anyway, so, so back to this question. Yeah, what would you be bringing to the table, do you think, that is non-reciprocal?
So, like, if a man sees me on the street or something, like, what would be the traits that he would see that would draw him in?
No. What would you be bringing to the table that he wouldn't be bringing to the table?
In the context of what? Like, I'm confused.
Of a relationship.
Like, as far as, like, the maturity?
Anything.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, like, I'm trying to be, like, open without thinking about, like, too, like, narrow-minded, like, you know what I
Can
mean?
you restate back to us the multiple traits that you listed out that you want in a man?
I was saying I like a dominant man,
Yep.
is established, mature, and I guess not an asshole. I don't know.
But so it's very easy for you to answer what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it a little harder for, like, here's all the traits that I want in a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you just as easily say, here's what I'm bringing?
So what are those things?
I mean, for me personally, like, it's definitely hard to, like, narrow things down because, like, the
You
things...
don't seem to have any trouble narrowing them down for what you want.
Right, because that's in my perspective of what I want. But it's like, it's hard for us as people to reflect that inward and know what traits. You know what I mean?
Really? Wait a second.
I mean, in my opinion, because I can easily...
Wait, don't you know yourself the best? You've been living with yourself for 19 years. You know everything there is to know about you. So how would you not be able, if you're looking externally about men who I might not even know, I want X, Y, Z. But why can't you just list out, well, here's what I'm bringing. Here's me. This is what I bring.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just hard to, like...
Okay, that's fair.
You know, I think it's just the phrasing is
Let
like...
me ask the second part of the question. What baggage would you bring?
Baggage, I mean, relationship-wise or just in general? Relationship? Baggage-wise, I mean, I guess if they were to look at my sexual things, you know, like, I guess body count or my profession, the fact that I don't have a lot of relationship experience, I think age could also play a factor because that comes with the lack of experience.
So we have at least four pieces of baggage.
Right.
Can we get one positive that you're going to be bringing to this relationship that's non-reciprocal?
From what men have told me, like in my personal life, they like me because I'm honest with them. I'm funny, like in my personal life.
Those are reciprocal traits, though. You would expect honesty as you're getting honesty, right?
Right.
So that's a reciprocal trait. It's a non-reciprocal trait that you think you would bring.
Something that would benefit him, no? By being with you?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's why I was saying it's up to the individual. Like, I'm not gonna be like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not like I don't have like a giant ego. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's gonna get to date the baddest bitch around and blah blah blah. Like, to me, that's subjective to whatever man I'm dating or whatever man finds interest. It's up to him to find those traits in me that he is attracted to, and that's different for everybody.
Wait, so
How
So
about
nothing?
like, I feel like I have like just a different question that kind of would give the same answer. Like, what do you think a traditional man who's dominant, who's a provider, and all those things you listed would want in a woman?
did she say, I don't know if she said provider, although that would be an entailment of being
Traditional.
Do you want a provider? Okay. So that, I'm assuming you want a guy to pay for the first date, right?
To lead.
You want a guy to pay,
That's what she said.
would you want a guy to pay for like subsequent dates too? Like provider?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think that comes with the dominant role.
Okay. So you would be submissive then? Mm-hmm. I assume that's what you would bring.
Right.
So I have a question. If you were dating a guy and he told you, I want you to stop doing porn, would you be submissive and listen to him?
If I loved someone, absolutely.
What if you didn't love him?
Then I would not stop. I
But
wouldn't
you're
be
in a
with
relationship with him.
him. I wouldn't be in a
Well,
relationship.
what if you don't love him yet?
That's possible.
That's pointless to me because I'm like, if we're not, I don't know, if I don't love you yet, I'm not going to quit my job for you.
Yeah, but somebody can grow to love somebody. That's very possible.
Right.
How about
But
if
I'm
he
not
doesn't
going
know
to
if he
cut
loves
off
you
my
yet?
financials because you told me.
He's providing.
Right. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would want to be in love with someone for them to, like, cut off, like,
Or at least
what I do.
attraction, maybe not love, but like
Mhm.
attraction to them. Would you like give it up for them? Like,
She ain't
let's-
giving up.
Like,
And
let's
the
say you're
giving
like
up
2 months
if she's
into
attracted
the
to a dude.
relationship.
yeah, I mean, if I'm just attracted, like, I don't really care.
But
like,
it's like, how long does it take for you to fall in love with someone?
I don't know. I haven't been in love.
Okay.
Yeah.
A week for me.
So
Wait.
the last question I got for you. Why would a traditional man who had those traditional traits and values want somebody who
See,
is
now
doing
I'm
porn?
understanding. Like, anyway, I'm not saying they would. I'm just saying what I like.
Yeah,
so
but-
it's like, for me, I'm not stupid. Like, I understand what I do as a job. I understand the way the world would view that in a negative light or whatever. And that, at the end of the day, that was my decision. So maybe it's harder for me to find a man
Sure.
that I want.
But let's circle.
You know what
all,
I mean?
We're going to circle all the way back now to the original question I asked you. Do you think that there's going to be any long-term ramifications from you doing porn? The response to this was everything except this answer, which is that it could definitely have significant problems when it came to the relationship that you would want with a man who had the traits, characteristics, and values that you're after. How come you left that out?
I wasn't thinking about that because most of the time when people bring it
You
up,
weren't
they always
thinking about it.
Well, they always bring up, oh, what about your family? What about your children? They're not thinking about like, oh,
Well,
what
I
about your
assume-
future relationships?
I assume you're going to have children with somebody you're in love with.
Yeah, of
Then
course.
you want that person to have those values, right?
Of course.
That comes before the kid, right?
Of course.
So if that
I
comes,
just- I didn't
comes
think about
before
that
the kid, and there's step-by-step process here.
Right.
The type of man that you're after for the values, aren't you hamstringing yourself?
I mean, no, because I mean, at the end of the day, if a dude doesn't want me back, I'm not gonna chase it. Like, I'm not gonna look stupid
Yeah,
like
but why
that.
would a man who had values, structured values, and was traditional, which is what you want, why would he want to be with a porn star?
Right. I'm not saying a traditional man has to be.
So how's that not hamstringing yourself?
Well, because it's like I grew up in a household that was a Christian household.
Sure.
And so maybe it's just the way I grew up that it's kind of ingrained in me to like certain traits in a relationship. I'm not saying that's an indefinite to what I'd be looking for. Like, let's say I find someone and they're not even like that at all, but I love them and it works for us, that's fine too.
Really? You think that you're going to be able to change things like you want them to be dominant, a provider, have traditional values? You really think you're going to change what you're attracted to? Really?
I mean, if you love somebody, yeah.
Andrew, can I ask you a
absolutely.
question on this? Can a guy be dominant and a provider, but not be traditional?
Yes.
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 So that's what I mean. That's where I kind of think about this. Part of me, when these,
But there's an undercurrent here to look at. Yes. So in other words, I'm going to concede that this is logically possible.
right,
I don't ever see it though. Meaning that the types of men I think who desire to be in those roles generally seem to have a value structure which underpins why they want to be in those roles. Otherwise, what the hell would be the point? You just go out and be a promiscuous man whore and hump every chick you saw and lie to them, be a scumbag. There wouldn't really be any negative ramifications to that. So why not do that?
on the provider front, I do wonder though, like if there's like liberal cuck soy boy who's like just, you know, he's making, nothing precludes a liberal cuck soy boy from making a ton of money.
No.
So they can fall into the provider role. It's not clear if they're, the dominant component is a little more
Yeah,
questionable.
but generally, but let me ask the counter to this.
Yeah,
So the liberal cuck soy boy,
yeah.
why does he want to fall in the provider role?
That's a good question.
Maybe.
Well, it would occur to me
Maybe it's
that,
like instinct, because like, weren't you talking about like male instincts or something
Sure.
earlier? Like, what if it's just like ingrained from where they grew
I
up?
would think it would be instinct to not be a liberal cuck soy boy too, though, right? That seems instinctual, but maybe it's not just purely instinct. So if we're backing up, though, what would be the incentive for somebody who lives in modernity, a man who lives in modernity, makes tons of cash, right? And he doesn't see really any value in being a provider when he can just basically go out and hump whatever woman he wants. What would be the principle underpinning behind that? So you said you're raised in a Christian household, so you probably assume in your head the way that you think about it is it's supposed to be man, woman, children, devoted wife, right? Head of household, husband. These are the examples that you see.
Right.
Do you know why that becomes ingrained though? It's because those are examples that work. And so you look your whole life and you look around you and you see all kinds of examples that don't work. Traditionalism is really just the study of experiments that worked. That's an experiment that always works. Seems to work the best out of every other
It didn't
experiment.
work for my parents. That's
It doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Right? Of course not. But even if your parents split, that doesn't mean they won't enter into another traditional relationship with other people, right? So again, this is the experiment again seeming to work as it's supposed to. Even if with these two people it did not work, doesn't mean they're not going to look for a reformation for exactly that same kind of relationship again. That's the examples that we see that work the most. And so that's why we kind of are always looking at them and going, okay, why does this work? So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like that. I don't think that's relevant to like the original point, though.
I think it is, because what you're after is you seem to be after all the values of somebody who has an underpinning ethical system. The ethical system being, what are the things you value? Honesty, right? Integrity, honor. Part of that, the nature of I provide for woman, I take care of wife doesn't have to work, right? I'll kill myself at the factory every day to make sure the family's taken care of. There has to be some kind of underpinning there for ethics, right? Otherwise, why the hell would you do it?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying like,
I'm saying that absent the ethical part, I don't think you can arrive at the traditional part. I don't think it's easy to arrive there.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a single mom. I have a child and I would not be able to do it alone. I just got a C-section and I was in the ICU for septic shock. And, you know, my boyfriend had to step up and take care of my kid. I was literally dying on my deathbed and I had to get blood transfusions, everything. I don't know how some women do it alone. That is like, it's sad that, you know, some women go through it, but that's definitely, you want a partner that's going to stick by you. Now, I couldn't even put on my own underwear.
But weren't you with this guy for 3 months before?
Well, no, I knew him for a long time before then.
Yeah,
knew
I
him
know,
for
but
4 years.
romantically, right?
Romantically, yeah, we'd hang out in like groups.
So wasn't that just a gamble?
Well, I guess I took his word for it when he told me that he was serious and he did want a family and a serious relationship. And it just so happened that we got along and we have very similar interests. So, I mean, it worked.
But I mean, if you were to take yourself out of your shoes, this worked,
yeah,
right, for you.
This did work, yeah.
You would never recommend it for somebody else, though, right?
Honestly, I got really lucky. I
Yeah.
wouldn't because maybe they would end up a single mom, honestly.
Right.
And-
Right. That's what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
I understand the principle of what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. It seems
Can't
like
even-
it seems stupid that a woman would actually choose to be a single mom, though they do.
Yes.
Because you're right. It takes there's a lot more
Takes a
work
village.
involved than well, it
not
doesn't
good
take
for
a
the
village,
do-
but it does take a dad.
And also, like, you don't want your child growing up, hey, mommy and daddy are dating different people. That's not a good example.
No.
You know, that's just, it happens.
A good example
It
of what, though?
happens. Good example of having a traditional household.
Of having
Yeah.
underpinning,
then they're
ethical underpinnings,
Yeah,
right?
and then my daughter is going to grow up, well, my mommy and daddy weren't together, so I'm going to go be a single mom.
Right.
Hypothetically, not my situation,
I mean,
but
that
that's not-
depends how you like view the world, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
it
I'm not
works
gonna
for
go
some
around,
people.
like, for me personally, because I did grow up in a certain way, I'm striving to not have that happen.
Yeah.
Not to be like,
Nobody,
what I
you know.
mean?
Wait, hold on. Because
Just
you
as
grew
far
up
as
in a
like
certain
divorce.
way. Wait. You don't want, so you do want to get married one day.
Yeah.
Do you want to have
course.
kids?
Absolutely.
But don't you think simply by virtue of the work that you've done, that's going to make it much more difficult to have a stable relationship? No impact whatsoever on the.
It'll definitely have an impact, but for me, like again, as I was saying, like
Well, how
it
if-
doesn't need to be like the concrete, like.
But if it'll
traditional
definitely,
man.
but if it'll definitely have an impact, wouldn't that have an impact on the likelihood of the success of the relationship?
No, because I'm not gonna get married to someone that I have like things like about my past. Like if you're mad that I did this job, you're not the one for me.
But what if it introduces issues down the line in your relationship that materialize years later? Or for example, this is perhaps one you won't be able to avoid if you said you want to have kids. Okay, what sort of complications will be introduced into not only your relationship with your partner, but your relationship with your children, which will invariably introduce issues with your partner if the child is bullied, for example, because of the work you've done?
I mean, I'm planning to have kids in like 15 years. Like I don't
Internet's
know
forever.
how would they.
You never know.
about-
You don't think
You
Internet's
never know when
forever.
you're going to have
see
kids.
videos of you in 15 years from now? And not only that, but
There'll be a holographic.
Have a kid
then.
next week.
not only that, but
Well,
in
get
15 years
pregnant.
from now, the father of that child will still be the father, and you could choose that father from today, and they could be the father in 15 years. And I don't think doing the industry that you're in. I'm sorry, was I not clear?
I understood what she
Okay.
said.
Okay, just keep
kind
going.
of,
Keep
Yeah,
going. Keep
I
going.
understood.
No, you weren't clear. No, I'm kidding.
I
Go
can
ahead.
rephrase it. But, and also, so the father that you choose now could be the father of your kids in 15 years. And the father that you choose most likely won't be a better father while you're in the industry. Like, do you really think you're more likely to get a good man in the industry that you're in, or are you more likely to not get a good man while you're in the industry?
I mean, based off of their argument, it would be I'm less likely.
But what do you think?
For me, like, I mean, I don't really care. Like, for me, like,
Wait, no,
I'm
but
not
you do
even
care.
looking
Hold
for
on,
a man.
hold on. But you do care because you said that due to your past experiences, yourself as a child, you said you don't want that for you and you don't want that for your future children.
Correct.
You said you don't want what happened to your parents to happen to you.
Correct.
But simply by virtue of the work you've done and the work you do, it has increased the likelihood that that will be the outcome. It's not a
Absolutely.
guarantee.
I never denied
Not
that,
a guarantee,
ever.
but it's
Right.
increased the likelihood
Right.
of that outcome.
Yeah. I mean, true.
And when you have a kid, you're going to want to protect them and,
I'll
want the
protect
best
my
for them.
kids, but I mean, it doesn't have to be in the context of what I used to do for work. I mean, I know a lot of girls that I grew up with and their moms were strippers and stuff,
But-
and like no one cared. It's just like I feel like shaming
They cared.
someone for
Andrew
their
cared.
past
They
at the end
cared.
of the day. Well, I mean,
Wait,
okay.
sorry, go ahead. Finish
But what I
shaming.
was saying is that shaming people for their past, like, obviously that's an issue, but I feel like
Wait, why?
Well, it's an issue because, like as you were saying, like
Would you date a broke guy?
a broke guy.
Would you date a broke guy?
I have in the past,
What-
yeah.
Okay, was that the question?
No.
Would you
But
date,
would I now?
would you date a-
Absolutely not.
Well, so hold on. Because of a man's perhaps lack of action, his current state of affairs, he's
Mm-hmm.
broke. Perhaps, and this is due in part or in
Mm-hmm.
totality to actions or lack of actions he took in the past. So you are essentially shaming him for his past actions
No.
by not being at a place financially that you deem acceptable in the present.
But that's not the same as shaming them. I'm not shaming you for being broke. Like,
Bro, you
So you wouldn't,
chicks
like-
shamed
I-
Bills by Destiny's Child, TLC, No Scrubs.
I have no idea.
I
about
mean-
it.
Bro,
Am
come
I
on.
TLC?
Hey, but does
Like-
a
So you
man
wouldn't-
want a broke woman?
So I mean,
men don't
men
care.
don't care.
What about
Men-
yeah?
what
men
about
don't care.
shaming women for their future?
I-
Like, for instance, I hear you. Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't shame me for what I did a week ago,
Right.
10 days ago, 20 days ago. But what if the perception is, okay, but you're going to do this again tomorrow and next Tuesday and next Thursday? Is that okay then to shame? Or is it just what you're really saying is just not okay to shame people?
I didn't say it wasn't okay to shame people, but in the context of what we were saying, which was my job, which I'm not the only person in the world that has a controversial job.
I agree.
Right?
Sure.
It's just like what you guys were saying was coming under the context that it would cause an issue. I don't even know. Like, I could die tomorrow, like, and none of this would even matter.
Yeah, but what do you think?
know what I
the-
meant? You know
but-
what I mean?
but-
Like,
but if you're when you live your life, you live your life through risk mitigation, whether you think so or not. You don't blow through red lights, right? How come? How come you don't blow through red lights for fun?
illegal.
You're most likely going to
Let's say it was legal. Would you blow through red lights for fun?
No.
Why?
Because I would get T-boned.
Oh, so you're mitigating risk,
Right.
right? Do you want to get into a car that had shaky wheels?
No.
No. Why?
Because it's dangerous.
And so you're what? Mitigating
Right.
risk.
It's risk.
You're mitigating risk. So you live your entire life mitigating risk. Doesn't it sound like a little bit of cope to say, well, it just so happens that I'm in this industry which has a high risk associated with it. I just don't care about mitigating it.
I mean, couldn't you say the same thing about like police officers or something like that put their life on the line every day? Like that
It's a very
just
safe job. Very few police officers die yearly.
Sorry, can I say
But
something?
it's like
In a second,
that
hang on, let's
doesn't
finish the
relate to the
exchange.
point because
I think it does relate to the point.
How?
Well, because if we're
The
talking
point
about
was-
if we're talking about risk mitigation, assume for a second that every single police officer got shot while they were on duty. Do you think that anybody would want to be a police officer?
No.
No, probably not, right? But if you were to have acceptable risk where you go, okay, almost no police officers actually get shot on duty. Now, that seems like it's not that much of a risky job, right? However, when you're talking about doing corn, for instance, what do you think the risk likelihoods increase that they don't end up with happy marriages with traditional men?
I don't know the statistics, so I can't say anything.
If I
You
were
know,
to
it's
tell
all
you,
a what
though,
if.
let's just say I were to tell you a ridiculous number, like it's 95%, would that even change your mind? Would you stop doing it tomorrow? The truth.
No.
No. So then it does. So then I don't even know why ask me the question of. But I don't know the statistic, regardless of what the statistic was. If it was 100%, you still wouldn't stop, right?
No.
So then, ultimately, you're just saying to hell with risk mitigation in this,
Right.
because I want to fucking do it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's life. You make choices and there's consequences. I'm not denying. I never denied the consequences. I'll say that. I'm not like delusional. Like I understand.
Well, I'm not saying you're delusional.
There is a point, you know, and there is like a place where, you know, it might be an issue in my life.
Yeah.
For that,
But what
I
if in
understand that.
10 years, though, you remember that you were on this random podcast with this asshole who told you, don't continue. You could stop now and it'll mitigate risk overnight. You can just stop. You can go get a job as a secretary. You can go get a job as a car salesman. You can go get a job as a I don't know, fucking stand-in teacher somewhere. You can do anything but this, and your life's outcome is going to likely be better, right? Wouldn't it be better when you think about that objectively, to not kick yourself in the ass in 10 years and go, fuck, I should have listened to that guy, and instead just quit, do anything other than that?
Well, if that happens, I'll find you and take you out to a nice dinner.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Can I say something?
No, you're going to find me, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, right? 10 years, I'll get the phone call, and you're going to say, man, Andrew, you were so right about this, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, I told you, dummy, right? Because that's social shaming. The hope there is that you'll take that laughter and internalize it, and it'll make you seethe with anger so that you'll speak out in 10 years to the next generation and say, this didn't work out so well.
Life, you learn things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll go my way, and I'll call you and be like, "Yo, it worked out," and laugh in your face.
Maybe.
I love your opinion just now, and I think that you're still 19, you're young. He, I think he brings a really good point. But I want to ask you something: would you date a broke guy if, like, you could build a life with him? Like, he doesn't have any money right now, but hypothetically, let's say you get pregnant, right? And he's like, I don't have the best job right now, but I'm willing to get another job. But who knows? Maybe he's making $2,500, $3,000 a month. Would you be okay with dating him? If he's really trying and he does love you.
Well, yeah, because that shows ambition.
Okay.
But it's like, if you're just a broke man and you have no ambition and you have no plan and you have no, like, I don't know, like, again, like what I was saying is like a dominant man. If you're not doing anything to improve your life, that doesn't attract me to you. And I would never get pregnant by a dude that couldn't afford a child.
But do you know what? Things can change. He can get a job. He could say,
But
do you know what?
that
I need to
doesn't
step it
apply to
up.
me.
Yeah, but you're honestly, like, you're just exiting like a bunch of guys that could potentially you could potentially date. There's nothing wrong with that. Not to get personal, that situation happened with my boyfriend. He couldn't afford a kid. He got another job, and I'm essentially a lot better off than him financially. I didn't care, but there is guys that, who cares if they're broke? Who cares? Honestly, once you have $200,000 in cash, are you going to care about if a guy is broke? Seriously, does $200,000 in your hand mean anything to you? Would it mean anything to you?
Well, I already said that it's not
Would
about
it make you
them
happy?
being broke. It's about their ambitions and their
There is
discipline
some
in
people
life.
that, know, money would make them happy. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, having a child and having a family and being a mother. I don't give a fudge about money. And I've seen that much money in cash easily.
Right.
So
I didn't say
how would you
I
support your
cared
kid?
about money
how do you
that
support
much.
your kid if
Without money.
without
Right.
money?
Yeah.
You can. How would you support your kid with that money?
Yes, you're saying you don't care about money, but how would you support that
I
husband
mean,
and
you
kid
need
that you have?
money to support a kid, but you guys can be a team. You guys can build a family together.
But I'm not
you
doing
guys,
that
like,
after I'm
that sounds
pregnant.
like a gold digger
That-
comment. That really does.
How is that gold digger to want
No, what
to
she
find
said.
someone
What she
that wants
said.
to be able
Then
to
you
provide for
guys-
the child?
Well,
I'm
that
not
is
going to get
fine.
pregnant if we cannot
No,
both
but
provide
you
for
know
the kid.
what?
That makes no sense.
You know what? Every situation is different. Every guy is different. But if a guy's willing to come up to you and say, hey, listen, I don't care about your past. I really don't. I want to start a family with you. And I don't have a bunch of money, but I'm willing to step up and get another job. Are you going to reject him because he maybe has $100 in his bank account?
No, because
Okay.
he has that thing where he's not
And then
stagnant.
money doesn't matter
He
at
has
the
the
end of the
ambition
day.
to get more money.
I'd rather be broke as shit and not have any money in my bank account, not have anything to my name, and have a loving husband and a child and be a happy family. That's what really
But
matters.
that's not about being broke or not.
Exactly.
Like,
You can't provide for
you're
yourself if
not-
you have no money.
Yeah, but you know what? There's assistance out there. There really is.
But
There's
I'm not gonna
government
do that after
assistance.
I'm
There's
pregnant.
stuff like that.
I think
that makes
It
no
doesn't
sense.
matter.
I think the point is, like, there's so many options
Like,
before
I can't even
resorting to
believe
that
some
industry.
people's like perspective.
I think the point is, like, there's so many options you could do before resorting to that, working in that industry that would not have you go through all of those consequences.
And you're still young.
And you
know?
said that, okay, there's
you could do a lot.
consequences
Seriously.
and we learn.
Absolutely.
And I love that you're humble enough to understand what we're saying to you. But for that same reason, I would actually shame you more for understanding it and not doing anything about it than if you were
Well, it's her
to
choice.
just.
Yeah.
But it's not just about, like, I understand that's your choice, but that I'm gonna shame people for their choices because I care about society. And I think the worst part of this is the kids. Like, if you acknowledge that there's consequences with kids, I think you're irresponsible if you know that there's going to be some type of consequence or something put on those kids. And I remember you said, well, I have friends that have strippers as like moms or all of that. And
Yeah,
they
you
turn out
don't want
fine.
that. You don't want to
And,
raise your kid
okay,
like that.
I could argue, if we really go in depth, that there is consequences, but let's say there isn't. It sounds very mediocre, and I don't want to, like, I just really dislike people who want kids and they're like, well, it's fine, instead of having the intention of, I want to do my
And change.
absolute best, not mediocre, not, well, they'll turn out fine, they'll have food and roof over their head, they'll have money from what I'm working as, not with the intention of, I want the absolute best thing for them, not
Yeah.
just,
You
they'll
could go
be
to
fine.
college. You could
I
do
mean,
a lot
I
of
do
things.
want the best for my future,
You're still
non-existent
19.
children.
What she's doing is her decision at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
but
That's
she
fine,
could
but
have
we're
better. You
arguing
shouldn't
why
sit
that
here, your
decision
fake
isn't
friend,
smart.
if you literally sit here and say that it's okay for what she's doing long term. She's going to probably have kids one day.
Of course.
You're still young too, so you might not get it. I'm a lot older than
I
both
work at
of
a
you.
pharmacy, so I know what I want to do in life.
I get it,
So-
but you shouldn't sit here and condemn what she's doing. It's wrong, and I will say it right now. It's completely
your opinion, of
wrong.
course.
Okay, well, guess what? At the
You
end
have-
of the day,
You have an OnlyFans.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what are
You
you
have
talking
an
about?
It's kind of
It doesn't matter.
Okay, but you're not going to
No,
shame
but
me for
you know
what I
what?
do when you have an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
That's
But
a
it's not
hypocrite.
mainstream
And you have a
porn.
child, so
Yeah,
what about
but
you?
I'm not
Apply
doing
that to
porn.
yourself.
Okay, if you
I'm
don't
not
take your
doing
opinion
porn.
seriously, at least take
Your
the-
naked body's still somewhere on the internet, girl. Like,
I'm
what is
sure,
your
but it
point here?
doesn't. What I'm trying
sorry,
to tell
like,
you
I don't know,
is,
it's giving
you
hypocrite.
shouldn't.
It's giving
you shouldn't go
hypocritical,
if you're
like-
gonna have a relationship. You shouldn't go and fuck guys and then come home and fuck your boyfriend. You're disgusting for that if you ever do that.
In her
I don't have a
defense-
boyfriend.
Again-
You're literally, and that's why you won't get a boyfriend,
Again?
because nobody wants to be with somebody that's going to have sex with multiple guys. You probably are going to end up with some type of STI one day. And also, you're laughing. You're next.
It's in her defense.
No,
she
literally, you guys are just immature, and honestly, this is wrong with society.
You have an
It's
OnlyFans.
lives like
I
you
mean,
guys.
you
It
have an
doesn't fucking
OnlyFans.
matter. I don't
You
have
have
an OnlyFans. Bitches, I can literally shut down my fucking OnlyFans
Jasmine.
and never have to fucking work again for the rest of my fucking life. So shut the fuck up.
Are you gonna touch
Just
me?
be.
I'm not going
be
to touch
ready.
you.
Then
But
don't. guess what?
seriously, you need to stop.
put your
Don't
hand-
encourage this.
Please don't put your hand in my face.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
we
you.
could be calm about
I
it.
can delete OnlyFans and never
calm.
work again in my
I'm
life.
calm. I'm
Because
calm.
I'm fucking rich. That's why.
Go home.
I'm calm.
No, bitch, you go the fuck home.
I'm calm, girl. I was just saying that it just sounded hypocritical to
It
the
doesn't
topic.
matter. Find better for
I
yourself.
think
You're
there's a
young.
better
You
way
have
to
potential.
argue.
Seriously,
But you're-
I
but
actually
you-
had a positive thing for you. You are young. You are 19. You have a whole life ahead of you. Go do something better. Seriously, you have the capability.
I think
Absolutely.
You
I never
literally
said
have the
that I was going to
capability
have
to
the
do
same
something
job for
better.
the rest of my life. That was never something I said. Let's say I find a different interest and, I feel
I'm
like
not
I want to
shaming
go to
you. I
doctor
actually
school
would
or
like to
something.
see you do better. And then she's sitting here saying, it's her choice. You're wrong or whatever.
Exactly.
It's
I
'cause you're
do.
judging
It is
her
my
right now.
choice.
No, I'm
when you have
literally saying
OnlyFans.
it doesn't fucking matter. I
Don't
can
be a
shut down
hypocrite.
my OnlyFans. I have a daughter to take
Well, then
care of.
shut
I don't
it
give
down.
a
If
fuck.
you're
down.
so
I can shut down my OnlyFans, but guess what? I'm not
the
going to.
children.
I'm
you're a
not going to
hypocrite.
because it's my choice. And
Then
at the
there you
end
go.
of the
Right, you're a
day-
hypocrite.
Then there you go.
I'm not a hypocrite.
You're a
I'm not
hypocrite.
sitting here and doing fucking porn
You're a
at the end of the
hypocrite.
day.
Girl, at the end of the
I
day.
actually, do you know what? I take back my good advice. I hope you literally end up homeless in the street because you
No,
won't take
please
good
don't
advice.
Do that. Here's
Okay?
another thing. I will also judge a person for not being calm because the point is to bring
You guys are
everyone-
like young. You guys don't get it until you have children.
But
You
it's
will
like,
understand.
Well, all I was saying is that it was just coming from a place of someone that has an OnlyFans. So I
It
was just
doesn't
wondering-
fucking matter.
But
I
where
made
is
it
the
in life.
line?
I made it in life. I own a fucking mansion.
yelling
I
in
can
my
do whatever
ear.
the fuck I want. And I fucking manage my properties and collect rent. The fuck do you do? Fucking fuck guys? So shut the fuck up.
Like
do
you-
not come for me.
No,
I don't
but-
fuck. I fuck my fucking husband.
Please
Thank you
stop
so much.
Not yet. He's not your husband
No,
yet.
but
It
what
doesn't fucking matter.
If you
I have a
actually-
child with him and
He's
I'm
not
getting
your-
married.
If you
I'm
actually
getting
care
married.
about reaching through her,
That
she's
man.
not going to understand by yelling. If we actually actually want her to change, if you actually care
No,
for
you guys, honestly, you guys are
No,
gonna have a
but,
very
okay,
tough
I just
time in
wanted to say
life.
something.
Very tough time in
All I
life.
wanted to say-
Very tough time. You're sitting there and laughing. Very
No.
tough time in life. I'm a lot older than you guys, and also I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and I actually tried to be fucking nice to you and say that you have capability, you have potential, and you're sitting here and
Right.
wasting it. You could,
Right.
you could be a nurse. You could do
I could
so
still
much
be a
stuff.
nurse.
You could still be a nurse, exactly.
I could be
Nobody's
a nurse
saying to
at
take,
25 as well.
but
What
nobody's
does that have
saying
to do
take
with
back
this?
what you did, but you should at least strive to be better. So maybe this is a stepping stone, to get to where you're at, but at least have like another plan is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not coming after you. I'm trying to tell you there is a plan B. You're
Right,
laughing. I mean,
exactly. There is
you
a
should
plan
want
B.
better for your friends.
What I was trying
You
to
should literally
say
want better for your friends.
is
Don't
for
sit there and
you,
laugh.
Where
She's-
is the line for you though? Because I feel like if you have an OnlyFans,
I can do it. I already. Okay, how much
So
money
is
have
the
you made on
line for
OnlyFans?
you?
How much money have you made on OnlyFans? Tell me a fucking number right now. How much
Is
money have
the
you made?
line-
I've made $500,000, and I
Bring
can
it down.
prove it on OnlyFans.
You're at a
Okay,
10.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Out of 10, let's drop it down to a 2.
yes, inside voice.
No, like anyway.
And I've been doing social media since 2016. You are 19 at the end of the day. Do better for yourself. You didn't even give life a chance. You literally went straight into porn. You didn't even try to do better for yourself.
Read the comment. What did you say?
It doesn't matter at the end of the day because guess what? I can do whatever the
But
fuck I
was
want.
just trying
I'm
to
rich
ask
as
you
fuck.
because
It doesn't
both
matter.
both of you brought up like the stripper thing. So like, where's the line for you? Like, if I was a stripper, would that still be as much of an issue because it's
Yes.
not online,
It's
or is
still
it
an
just
issue.
because
Just want
the
better. Use that as a stepping
of the
stone.
child finding
It's
it
Use
later
a
so
on
many
stepping
things.
stone. Use it. Okay, if you're doing porn right now, okay, do you know what? I hypothetically, if I was you, okay, I'm doing porn. I don't want to do porn in 2 years, right? I want to go to college. I want to go to, be a nurse, whatever you want to do, right? Use that as a stepping stone and at least have a plan. You're
There's-
laughing.
there's
What is
No,
your
but
plan?
it's
What is your plan? That
smiling.
you're a model?
No,
What is your
my
plan?
plan.
How much money
I'm
have
a
you made in your
pharmacy
life?
tech. I work Monday to Friday,
Okay.
9 to 5. I make
Okay.
23 an hour. I work with
23.
pharmacy.
What is 23 an hour? Can
It's
you
more
support
than
a kid
only.
on
It's
that?
more
Why are we
than
yelling? What's the-
putting my body on OnlyFans, being a hypocrite about it.
I know, like, girl,
I make more
like,
money than all of
It's
you.
just so
Probably not
funny.
more than you
Well,
guys.
don't
Like, it
I don't
doesn't
like
matter.
that.
And I
Like,
don't
it's
sit here
giving
and
hater.
fucking
It's giving
say it.
hater, girl. It's
It's
giving
not
hater.
hater. Do you know
Because
what?
you
It's
have-
not giving hater. I literally said I wanted to see you do better, and you can't accept that, and you took it
don't
as
even
offensive.
know me though. You met me today. You don't
It
know anything
doesn't
about
matter.
me.
I actually feel bad for you because you're 19
Why?
and you didn't
I
give
feel
life
bad
a
for you because you
chance.
can't decide where you want to get married.
Do you know what? Do you know what? That is a good reason to feel bad for me because I actually want to find out where the fuck I'm getting married to. I would like Vegas. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you shouldn't sit here and laugh. You don't know me either, and I
But
don't
you have
know
no
you.
right
I don't
to
know
yell
you.
and attack people.
I don't know you, but I said it would be nice to see you do better. I don't know you. You're a
You
fucking
don't know how
stranger
good I'm
to me.
doing in life.
You're a stranger
what if
to
this
me.
is exactly where I want
But
to
here's
be?
the
But you
thing:
don't- you haven't
$10,000
found the person
a
you wanna
month.
be with yet.
At the end of the
So
day,
That
what the
doesn't
hell is
define me
that?
as a person, though.
What is
That's
it?
one
It's
of your
10.
Like,
future
the
how
whole
long
point
is that
was
gonna
the
last?
goals that
The
will
whole
fulfill
point-
you in life. That's
The
what
whole
you're
point
gonna
was
do.
the
Just have a.
relationship.
All I'm trying to say is. Figure out how long you want to do this for. If it's till you're 25, and then say, do you know what? I'm going to save up this much money, and this is what I want to do next. That's all I'm literally
That's
trying to say to
perfectly
you.
fine. I never.
That
I
is
was never
perfectly
objected to that. I
fine.
never said
That's what I
I'm
was trying to
selling
say.
my
And then
soul
she
or
came
something.
and she
like, girl, I
she
can change
instigated.
careers whenever I want. This is what
Exactly.
I've chosen
and
to do.
But it's
no,
already
you're
done.
choosing
That's
to
the
do
thing.
it, and I'm
You
saying that
can't,
you're
like,
still young.
undo
So
Right,
find out what
exactly.
you want to
So
do
erase
next.
the
That's what I'm
past.
literally trying to tell
Right.
you.
I never said I could erase the past, but it's like if I wanted to change jobs, I could do that.
But
if
That's
I'd
doesn't
like.
great.
seem like
Yes.
you
But
are planning
for
to
me,
do it.
I
Hold on,
don't
hold on.
want
Just,
to
like,
change
Let
jobs.
her
That's the
respond,
issue.
and then you guys go, and then let her
Okay.
respond, and then you guys go.
Okay, thank you.
Go, babe.
Right. So like from what? Okay, before you got mad.
Okay, and I'm on my mood stabilizer pill for anybody wondering.
Okay.
25 milligram Lamictal.
Girl,
that I-
whatever.
yeah.
But I'm trying to tell you that before you popped
Imagine
off
me
on
off my
me,
pill.
I was trying to say like where the line was for you because technically you would be in that.
Ulysses the pagan donated $200.
That's what
Of
I'm
girls
saying.
eating their
Like
own
No, and also,
Lucky 304.
all I'm
You're in
saying
the same
is,
category. You're not better than me
But
because
here's
you
the
have more
thi-
money, girl.
it doesn't matter about having
am.
money. I actually said I would like
But
to
you
see
brought
how.
up the money multiple times.
You
so
said, "I'm
in
rich,
your
I'm better."
Well,
mindset,
okay,
you
personally,
are
I'm
better
very
'cause you have more
fortunate.
money.
I never have to work again. That's my prerogative.
Okay,
If
good
I
for
want to
you.
work again, I do
Don't
music
judge
because
somebody
I
who's
love
trying to
music.
get money.
I do music because I love music at the end of the day, but I sincerely never have to work again. That's my position. So when I see other girls that actually do have to work, I'm like, oh my God, like.
So you're mad that I have to work?
No, I'm not mad. I said I would like to see you do better in the future. That's it. That's literally my point here. My point
all
is
I
very
know,
simple.
girl,
My point is
like,
super simple.
Nothing you said made sense because it was just coming from someone who was being a hypocrite, and then went on.
Well,
a
I'm not
tangent
doing
about how you have
professional
more
porn.
money.
But here's the
You have
thing.
an OnlyFans.
Girl,
Okay.
earlier you literally said that your naked body pictures are online still. You can't
Literally.
get rid of them.
No, I literally
Like,
didn't say
Yes,
that.
you did.
You did say
You
that.
said I can erase my OnlyFans, but doesn't mean I can erase my content.
Yeah,
Right,
that
so
is
it's
true.
the same
You
content,
can't erase
girl.
content off OnlyFans.
Are you worried about your kid finding that?
No, but there's ways to get it
Right.
off. One.
So
Then
why should I
No,
be worried
what
about
I'm
my
saying
kid
is-
finding it?
I don't know your financial situation. You might not be a millionaire. Moving forward, all I'm saying, if you are, congratulations, you too.
I think a man that you.
All I'm saying is have a backup plan. You might have to work until you're whatever years old. I don't have to work again, so I can really do
Good
whatever
for
I
you,
want.
girl.
the rest of the day.
Good
So
for you.
when I
What
see
does the money have to do with the conversation?
19-year-olds literally going straight into porn and not. Did you go to university? I went to Mississippi State University. I did college first. I tried first before I had an OnlyFans.
But it didn't work out, right? That's why you did OnlyFans?
Well, guess what? I'm a mother, so I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
Guess what?
I
I have
didn't say you
almost a
couldn't.
million
I didn't
followers.
say you
What do you
couldn't.
have?
I have a live,
you
bro.
have? You have
I have a
1,000
live.
followers?
I have my
saw your
house.
Instagram. You have 1,000 followers. I have almost a million followers. I've been doing this for a
Okay.
long time.
Okay.
I was one of the first live stream groups
Okay.
on YouTube, okay?
Oh my
and I was also
gosh,
on television. So here's the thing. When I was your guys' age, I went to university. I didn't go
Okay.
straight to OnlyFans.
And
Give
where
your
did I
life
get
a
you?
chance.
Hold on,
Hold on.
You
Where
Give your life a chance.
Where did university get you?
Do you know where it got me?
Where?
It didn't get me anywhere. 'cause
Then
I don't even
shut
use
the
it.
fuck up.
I don't use it.
Shut the
I don't
fuck
use it. I don't use my university.
What is your point?
I don't use
You just
it.
came up to me and said you should go
But
to
you know what?
university.
I
You
don't.
could
But
do so
I
much
don't have
better.
to work.
What the fuck was
If
the
you
point?
go to college, maybe you might have to work unless you become a millionaire overnight.
How did
Girl,
you become a
what
millionaire?
was
It
the
doesn't
point
matter.
of everything that you were saying?
I'm
You
not a
keep,
millionaire.
Like,
I'm almost.
contradicting it.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, I might not have to use my degree. I might not have to do any of that. But you could do a lot of stuff.
Right.
You know what?
I think she's
I
just
can't be
saying she regrets
positive
her
with you
decisions.
because you
She's
take
facts.
everything
No,
the wrong
to not
way.
do the same
I
thing.
can't. Here's the thing. You guys knew each other coming in, so obviously,
We've
you're
known
gonna
each other
put
for
your
a
2
week.
cents in. It doesn't
I mean,
matter.
we
You're gonna
only
put your
knew
2
each
cents
other
in.
for a week before.
I literally defended her.
Just Gerald donated $200. Stop
Okay.
yelling. No one cares how much
Okay,
money
I
you
don't
have.
care
It
at the
just
end of
made
the
it in a
day.
terrible
There you
way.
go.
I feel bad for your
I
child.
mean, I don't know who's on your side right now.
OnlyFans
I
is
don't
a
give
cancer.
a fuck. What do you have?
I just feel like
Are
I
you?
have
Do you
a
have
house.
money?
I have a
Do you have
house.
followers?
Because
What the
you're
fuck do you
yelling.
have? What do
I
you
have a
like?
I'm 20 years old. I'm living
Yeah,
my life.
and guess what? When I was 20 years old, guess where I was
What?
living? I was living in a fucking penthouse in West Hollywood. What the fuck are you doing at 20 years old?
I pay for
Get a
my own
fucking
rent,
life.
pay for my own car. I have my dog.
Congratulations!
And I
If you
have a
literally
job.
have a 20, you make $23 an hour.
Yes.
Who said that couldn't
Yes.
get you?
And I'm in
$23
school.
an
And I'm
hour.
in nursing.
$23 an hour, guys. Viewers, $23 an hour. Like that's gonna get you anywhere.
You're really trying to take
Please,
control
you're
of
broke
this
as
life
shit.
lesson.
Let this
So aggressive because you're better than her. We get it. Make your
Good luck on $23 an hour is what I'll say. Making that for the rest of your life. We'll see where that gets you. Do you even have a Roth IRA?
You don't need to diss people for
Do I even
having
have
a
a
You have a
honest
Roth
living.
IRA?
Excuse me,
You don't even
girl.
know what a Roth IRA is.
Roth IRA.
local underscore
Roth IRA, Google it.
304 donated $200.
You have no retirement fund, I bet. You guys can't even afford
Where's
a
the pill?
retirement.
Where's the mood stabilizer?
Where's the pill?
It's
Girl, get 'em
fucking in
out.
my body. And guess what? You
It
guys
ain't
have
working well.
You guys have no retirement fund. You guys are going to be losers for the rest
I'm
of your
19,
life.
bitch. I don't need a
You have
retirement
Roth
fund.
IRA. You guys are going to be losers for the rest of your life. I'm
Okay,
gonna be
but
sitting here laughing
what
at
is
you
your
guys.
point? So you're saying that it's a problem that she has an honest living making $23 an hour at a normal job.
I don't
That's
care.
an issue. It's an issue
doesn't
for
matter.
OnlyFans and it's an issue for porn. But what is your point? Like,
All I'm
what-
trying to
what the
say
fuck
is-
your
See,
point?
you're mad is
You
because
just
I
have no
used my
point.
brains to get money while you had to use your body to get money.
Aw, okay, well,
That's-
guess what? I
that's
was
the
also
problem.
on YouTube and
That's the
TikTok, and I
problem.
was #1 for comedy.
Exactly,
You're not
body.
even
Yeah.
funny.
I'm not
You're
laughing.
boring. That's why you're starting up with me, and you know I have
I'm
followers.
starting
You
up
saw
with
my
you?
shit.
I'm
You
starting
started
up
up
with
with
you?
me because you saw that I had a lot of followers
Girl,
and you want attention.
do you not know who I know? You're
I don't give a
irrelevant
fuck.
to me.
I don't care.
You're irrelevant to me. I
I
promise you.
don't care.
I promise you.
I don't care. Stop starting up with me and shut. Okay?
Okay.
Just Gerald
we got to mute your
donated
mic for 10 minutes.
$500.
That's a 10-minute.
Mute the
That's a
screaming harlot
10-minute
next
mute.
to Maddie.
Oh, wow. He really wants. Okay, all right.
500,
All right, you guys can pick
fine.
it up in 10 minutes, I guess. I'll read a couple chats here. That was eventful. Sometimes it's best to just let that play out, you know. And
Okay.
Andrew, you need a smoke, or
Need a smoke after
all right,
all
Andrew
that.
needs a
I
smoke.
need to smoke after.
I need
There's
a-
already
reason
been-
I was very popular for being a live streamer a long time ago because I said what the fuck.
Isn't her microphone muted?
Okay, yeah. So, anyways,
That's
I'm gonna
not
read.
always a
Shut
good
up.
thing.
You are
Okay,
really
wait,
not even
stop.
funny.
Okay,
You
stop.
are a loser.
Stop.
Loser. $23
Okay,
an
Pick it
hour.
up in
stop.
10 minutes.
Just stop.
$23 an hour, everyone. Congratulations.
Haha.
Round of a fucking applause.
It should not be just like mute a mic, but that person can't talk.
Fail. Okay.
Sorry.
I want to see where you're at in 10 years.
Okay,
if you're
hold
not
on,
a
hold
millionaire,
on.
you cannot talk to me. Okay?
So-
if you never make $1 million,
Yeah,
you are
yeah,
not allowed to talk to
yeah.
me.
You got to stop talking. So.
If you've never seen $100,000
It is not fair
cash
that
in
I
life,
came here
I
for you
don't
to be
care
yelling
about your opinion.
for, like,
if you
10
have,
minutes.
if you have made $100,000
She's
in
a
cash, and you
troll.
could show it
She's
right now,
trolling.
I will sit here and I'll debate with you. If you don't have $100,000 in cash right now, I don't give a fuck about what you got to say.
Okay.
Take my side or
Can
don't
you
take my
can you
side.
stop talking? We've got to move this.
Okay, we'll move it.
Okay.
Put the cuckoo back in the clock for a minute.
Okay. I'll calm down.